Well, howdy once again, cowboys, and greetings, cowgirls. I am Cattleya Hicks, your cosmic sex ed teacher. I happen to be Pleiadian, but honestly, I don't know why ethnicity is so freaking important to y'all. Anyway, I feel like I'm settling in real nice, not that anybody asked. It's been a hard trip down to earth. But y'all, especially with this new moon in Taurus, I'm just feeling nice and steady and warm and comfortable and held in that vast, opulent, intelligent darkness that is what we experience here on Earth when our daddy sun and mama moon are off doing the deed together during new moons. Which is exactly what's happening, y'all. They have shut the door on us, left us to fend for ourselves when they're in conjunction. But it's good because when they come out from behind that locked door, they're going to be in much better moods. Anyway, y'all, today I am continuing my talk on the lower flame with a large emphasis on the big red button down here, BRB, which is your root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. I call it the big red button. It is that primordial turn on or turn off button. You need it to be alive in the earth plane, and you need it to flourish when we start talking about the higher flame. Call it the BRB because if you push it, the big red button, which you ain't supposed to push, I guess y'all call that suicide. Whether it's your body or somebody else's body, it's suicide because we are all one. So if you push that big red button, guess what? Your problem ain't going nowhere. That's saying, be right back. Whatever y'all are trying to flush down the toilet is going to pop right back up from underneath your bed. Now, I explained last week how status is how the mind feels special, and substance is how the body amplifies sensuality. But I did not touch on what sex has to do with safety. Why do we need sex? To feel safe. You think I'm talking about the physical act of sex here? If we're talking about literal daddies, probably. I would like to omit that little eye roll I just did. I'm in a female body right now. That was kind of prejudiced. Masculine bodies are more oriented toward the act of physical sex. There ain't no shame in that. Out of control, it manifests as more reptilian, but I'm assuming anybody here at my channel has progressed beyond the reptilian manifestation of sex, which is just get it how you get it, not asking for consent, maybe even sometimes enjoying that there ain't any. It's hard enough for me to speak on the lower flame alone without the context of the higher flame, okay? So don't make me go there. By the way, just to give you a preview, this big red button is contrasted by a big green button, which is how the higher flame starts with your heart chakra. So let me at least just draw the higher flame up here so we know it's there. It is very hard to discuss this lower one without that higher light. Whew, okay, that's a lot better. Just needed a little glimpse of them northern lights, you know? What is it about sex, whether physically or mentally or emotionally, that makes us feel safe? Well, I went ahead and made another chart for you. Now, these are all how sex manifests in them 3 layers of our brain, the triune brain, and how that translates into a sense of safety for us. Safety is the key word of the root chakra, and that is why it is so important, y'all, Because if we feel at all unsafe, that higher flame is blotted out. You may think you're operating from the heart, which is green, but you're likely operating from the lower heart, which is red. There's a lot of passion there. And like I said, everything within this flame is holy. But lower passion without the light of the higher heart, well, let me just say, it gets bloody. You want to keep that red inside of you. I know it looks real cool in movies for it to go, but since we know how to make all them props now, how about we just keep it in the films and television? Anyway, focus. The reptilian brain needs to multiply to defeat other tribes. It's got to outnumber them. The mammalian brain needs physical closeness, sexual intimacy, in order to feel comfort. The comfort of completion, which is what the mind needs. It needs sex psychologically in order to feel complete. Because like I said, we all got all genders in us. But let's say that I, operating in a female body, am imbalanced. And I experience hatred toward the male bodies out there that need the physical act of sex more than me because I have been abused sexually. I have some completion work to do. So I am guaranteed to run up against more of them male bodies that only want sex because I gotta reckon with that reality. Playing the victim is never necessary. If you understand there's a danger, you just get away from somebody. There ain't no need to stick around and insult nobody because it gives you a little gratification. That's the real evil here, is gratification. Just getting it how you get it. You know why we use the word intercourse, which means dialogue or exchange? Do you know why we say that word, but we always hear sex? It's because mentally, we're being little psychos, and we are gratifying our minds by trying to rape one another. So when the male body rapes the female body, and she wants to rape the male mind or emotions, that's the cycle everybody's got to grow the balls to break. The holiness of this lower flame is in its refusal to ever be a victim. Because ain't no victims of God's green earth. There are only children here. And children play rough, thinking this growing up is a contest, but all the while they've just been strengthening, sharpening swords, and softening curves, and reproducing experiences. Y'all realize this ain't your first lifetime on earth, right? And this ain't mine either. This here for me, as a Pleiadian, is a return trip. I am from the future. There ain't no stars you're looking at out there that are from anything but the future. Them things are you who have made it to the future. The specialness of this very time is that we have successfully finished the project. And if you look at it like it's a t-shirt, it's just inside out right now because we're taking care of all them little seams. And we're in the process of flipping it right side out. So the future is visiting the present to make sure everything's all tidied up. The road to the future is done. It is made. It is complete. Y'all's higher selves, I am Alice and Michelle's higher self, are coming back down here to grab you by the nape of the neck and tell you which way to go. You're still dealing with all these lower flame issues, but your higher flame has got you and it is lifting you up. All these charts don't matter. None of this material that I'm presenting to you is written fact. It is an attempt to get you to understand something from another angle, just in case you're not getting it from those other angles out there. I ain't teaching you information for your brainy brain. I'm just letting these classic colors shine through the prism that is me, so that y'all can see them glittering from another vantage point. So each of y'all always have something to learn and something to teach. Originally, oh my gosh, this was scary. They even bought me one of these freaking things. They told me I was gonna have to come down here and start judging y'all. They didn't just say it like that either. They said start judging the crap out of them. And would you know what? I found out later that just upon having come back down to earth, I fell into all them same lower flame alone without the higher flame temptations as y'all. I went through it all over again. I had the dark forces masquerading as light telling me I had the authority to just whack this hammer at ya and tell you how to be. I swear we're just never safe from that temptation, y'all. You gotta get real strong to not fall into them traps of the lower flame. I have observed that y'all actually love to be judged, so long as it's bang on. If someone can calls it how they sees it, and they sees it right, y'all really respect that. And a soul can become a real clear mirror for you. Now that's the role of the comedian in y'all's cultures, to dress the truth up in a joke so y'all can laugh instead of cry. Well, I ain't no cornball, y'all. In fact, I got something to tell you. Mother Earth has been coming through real strong today. That's probably why I can't handle looking at this picture of the lower flame without Gaia's colors here. Oh, I'm not supposed to call her that. Okay. Number one, and this is all she said at first, is don't call me Gaia. That's all she said. She didn't explain, but as she paced around the void, drawing pictures in my mind, I realized y'all went and made that name just way too corny for her. She said, stop, get the popcorn out of the microwave. I made corn corny enough. She didn't give me another name. I think she just likes Earth. Speaking of which, I have told y'all that the moon is the ghost of Venus. Well, Earth is the reincarnation of Venus. That's the last little bit of that story I want to tell for now. We're just peeling back layers slowly, y'all, because multidimensional information ain't gonna come to you one linear video or lesson at a time. You gotta hear a message a cajillion times, and it has to bounce off all them little layers of tissue in your brain another bazillion cajillion times, until finally you're born in a body with a brain that has the information already in there, and then something out here, one of us teachers, or just a ladybug landing on your windshield, or a motorcycle doing a wheelie on the freeway, something like that just makes it go click, and you're like, oh my God, I know that. That's all a revelation is that you got eons and eons and eons of memory inside of you, and you always knew it. You just now realized that you know it. Anyway, I hope I helped you understand just a little better today why we need sex. It ain't just a daddy body thing, or a boy body, or a modern female rapper that needs a lot of sex, okay? You got lots of layers of your brain that need sex. You need it literally. You need it comfortably. You need it for emotional bonding. Beyond suckling at that mama's breast, you just don't get that kind of intimacy until you start getting sexually engaged, which is to say, you're searching for your counterpart. You're searching for those souls encased within those bodies with which you will merge physically, emotionally, and psychologically in order to become complete. And now that y'all know that you are beings with multiple past lives, you should know that there ain't no right or wrong way to sexually relate, except to respect the autonomy, the consent, and the pleasure of the other. In fact, at some point, when it comes to the literal act of sex, it ain't enough to just secure consent. You need to secure enthusiasm to some degree. And that's where I'm trying to get you, y'all. To the fuck yeah of it all. Because it just ain't worth it to have sex if you ain't got that. Okay, I love ya. May the force be gentle with ya. Peace out.